Uh-oh, Jeremy's pasty white legs have made an appearance. You know what that means. It is summertime. Woohoo! Very excited about that. Let's talk about selecting scissor lift training materials. Now, before you initiate a formal scissor lift operator training program, you need to get a copy of ANSI A92.22, which is the rules for operating scissor lifts and mobile elevated work platforms safely, and A92.24, which are the rules for implementing a formal training program. Unfortunately, I can't provide you a copy because it's copyrighted. JLG created a great summary of the rules, and I have included that as a download beneath this video. I've also included a link to the actual page where you can purchase these. In order to have an effective and compliant training program, you need to have a copy of both these documents. So scissor lift operator training comes in two parts. The first part is formal training, which is where you cover the knowledge and expertise that is required to operate the scissor lifts safely. And that's where you'll go over the rules, regulations, operational characteristics, all that jazz. There are a lot of great options out there for formal training materials. But before you spend any money at all, I highly recommend that you get a copy of the operator's manual itself in a PDF format. The operator's manual is a great resource, it's free, and it'll get you about 80% of where you need to go on the formal training requirements. When I'm doing scissor lift operator training, I like to take a digital copy and strip out all the unrelated stuff and provide a printed copy of the operator's manual to participants. And then we'll go through that operator's manual as part of the course. Then I'll actually have them sign a copy of the operator's manual and keep that with their training records. It's a great way to familiarize your employees with the operator's manual, and it's a great additional tool for training documentation. You could never have too much documentation when it comes to training. Okay, shameless plug alert. I have two great options for formal scissor lift training. The first section of this Scissor Lift Train the Trainer course, the operator training, that is available for your students if you would like. I also have a Scissor Lift operator training compliance kit you can buy from my website that you can download that includes all the training materials, written safety plan, training documentation, the whole smash. So those are two great options. It also helps pay my mortgage and my children's very expensive Lego habit. There's also a lot of great free stuff out there. I've included links below to free PowerPoint presentations and free videos that I found. I encourage you to check it out. Also, the CDC has released what they call the Aerial Lift Training Simulator, which will allow your student to virtually drive a scissor lift around, recognize hazards, and crash it if they so choose to. You can download it directly from their website, and it's pretty simple. It'll run on any computer. I've included a link for that below. Now, there is a little wrinkle in the ANSI standard that makes it a little bit different than normal training documentation. Now, when you do training, you have to document that training event. But ANSI requires not only the training documentation, but it requires that you document an evaluation of the effectiveness of that training. So that's two documents. There's the training document itself, and then there's the evaluation of that training. In the download section below this video, I've included a form you can use to evaluate the effectiveness of your formal training. Now, the second part of the training for scissor lift operators is the hands-on training. This is what ANSI calls familiarization. The hands-on training is obviously critically important. One of my favorite methods when it comes to training people to operate vehicles or equipment is the ride-along. Now, what do I mean by the ride-along? I think Denzel explains it best.
Just throw that in the glove box.
This car is not from the motor pool.
No, it's not. Sexy though, isn't it?
So where's the office, back at division?
You're in the office, baby. Going up. Today's a training day, Officer Hoyt. Show you around, give you a taste of the business, you know? I got 38 cases pending trial, 63 in active investigation, another 250 on the log I can't clear. I supervise 5 officers, that's 5 different personalities, 5 sets of problems. You could be number 6 if you act right. But I ain't holding no hands, you understand? I ain't babysitting. You got today, and today only, to show me who and what you're made of.
Today is your training day. Assigning a new operator to follow an experienced operator is really the best way to familiarize them with the vehicle. That way, they get to go through all the training requirements, but also get to experience the actual hazards in the workplace, how to mitigate them, and really what it takes to get through a day using scissor lifts safely. As part of that day, the senior operator can train the junior operator on all the operational requirements, check them off, and complete the hands-on familiarization as required by ANSI and OSHA. It also gives them a little taste of the business and allows them to experience the hazards and the hazard profile they'll face in everyday work. But remember, a scissor lift operator training event is still a mobile elevated work platform event, so you have to complete a hazard assessment before you start. And since your trainee is not an authorized operator yet, they can only perform work and operate the vehicle under the direct supervision of the authorized trainer. ANSI has a recommended documentation form for this familiarization portion of the training, and I've included that in the download below. ANSI has very specific documentation requirements when it comes to scissor lift operators. Every trainee must have at least 3 documents documenting their training. They must have the evaluation of the formal training, they must have the evaluation of their familiarization, and then they must have a course completion record. We've already talked about the first 2, and I've included an ANSI compliant course completion record in the download section below. ANSI requires that a copy of this course completion form be given to the trainee and be retained by the employer for at least as long as the training is valid. It also requires that the familiarization record be kept for at least 4 years. All right. Now, before I go, I want to re-emphasize one more time the importance and value of using the operator's manual as a component of your formal training for scissor lift operators. It's got great stuff in there. It's going to get you most of where you need to go, and it's free. Got questions for me? You know what to do.